Saudi Arabia's $2.9 billion investment in Syria. A new era? Imagine a country ravaged by nearly 14 years of brutal civil war, on the brink of a new chapter. That's the reality for Syria, and Saudi Arabia is stepping in with a massive $2.9 billion investment in real estate and infrastructure projects. But here's where it gets interesting. This is just the tip of the iceberg. As part of a broader $6.4 billion package, Saudi Arabia is making a bold move to help Syria rise from the ashes. But what does this mean for the country's future? And what are the implications for the region? Saudi Arabia has been a key supporter of the new Syrian government since the fall of Bashar al-Assad last December. And now, with this significant investment, the country is sending a clear message. It's committed to helping Syria rebuild. The investment minister, al-Falih, announced the deal at a conference in Damascus, where a delegation of over 150 investors and representatives from Saudi public and private sectors gathered to explore cooperation opportunities. But this isn't the only move Saudi Arabia has made to support Syria. Earlier this year, the country, along with Qatar, pledged to settle Syria's debt to the World Bank, totaling around $15 million. And just last month, the United States lifted most of its sanctions on Syria, paving the way for the country's reintegration into the global economy. So, what's driving Saudi Arabia's sudden interest in Syria? Is it purely altruistic, or is there something more at play? And what does this mean for the region, particularly with Israel's recent intervention in Syria province? The answers are complex, and the situation is far from clear-cut. The new Syrian government has struggled to maintain order, with deadly clashes between minority groups raising questions about the country's stability. The recent violence in Syria province, which started with clashes between Druze fighters and Bedouin tribes, has only added to the uncertainty. Israel's intervention, which included air attacks on Damascus, has further complicated the situation. But despite the challenges, there are signs of hope. The Syrian government has deployed forces to Syria and declared a ceasefire, which has held for several days. The US has also brokered an Israel-Syria ceasefire, and the Syrian government has evacuated hundreds of Bedouin families trapped in the conflict. So, what's next for Syria? Will Saudi Arabia's investment be enough to help the country rebuild, or are there deeper issues that need to be addressed? And what role will other countries play in shaping Syria's future? The answers will depend on a complex interplay of politics, economics, and diplomacy. One thing is clear, however, the road to recovery will be long and challenging. But with the right support, Syria can rise again. But here's the question. What do you think? Do you believe Saudi Arabia's investment will be enough to help Syria rebuild, or are there other factors at play? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Saudi business delegations signed $6 billion deals in Syria. A new era for Syria. Saudi Arabia leads the charge with billions in investments. Imagine a country ravaged by 14 years of civil war, now poised on the cusp of transformation. Welcome to Syria, where a recent shift in power has paved the way for unprecedented foreign investment, led by none other than Saudi Arabia. But here's where it gets intriguing. With billions of dollars on the table, what does this mean for Syria's future, and who stands to gain? Backing a new government. At the helm of this financial foray is Saudi Arabia's investment minister, Khalid bin Abdulaziz al-Falih, who arrived in Syria with a delegation of approximately 130 Saudi business leaders. Their mission? To ink deals worth a staggering $4 billion to $6 billion, bolstering the fledgling government of interim President Ahmed al-Sharaa. This significant show of support from the Gulf Kingdom is a strategic move to bolster Syria's post-war recovery. Unpacking the deals. Syrian Information Minister Hamza al-Mustafa revealed that no fewer than 44 agreements are set to be signed, with a total value nearing $6 billion. These agreements span a broad spectrum of sectors, including Syrian telecommunications, a vital component in rebuilding Syria's infrastructure, telecommunications, enhancing connectivity in a post-war era, financial and banking, strengthening the economic backbone, investment funds attracting more foreign capital, and more, diversifying Syria's economic landscape. notably a cement factory project valued at $20 million and an integrated retail project worth $99.96 million, have already been launched, signaling tangible progress. Saudi interests and broader implications. Saudi Arabia's focus on Syria's energy, hospitality, and airport sectors is telling of its long-term investment strategy. The anticipated launch of a joint business council between the two nations further solidifies their economic partnership. But amidst this optimism, the recent sectarian clashes in Sweden serve as a stark reminder of the lingering instability. A controversial yet opportune moment, as companies from the Gulf states, Turkey, and even US energy firms vie for a piece of Syria's reconstruction pie, questions arise. Can foreign investment truly stabilize a nation still reeling from conflict? Do the economic benefits outweigh the risks of involvement in a region still simmering with tension? The answers, much like future of Syria, remain to be seen. One thing is certain, however. With Saudi Arabia at the forefront, the world is watching Syria's next chapter unfold. Share your thoughts. Do you believe foreign investment can spearhead lasting peace in Syria? What sectors do you think should be prioritized in the reconstruction efforts? Reporting credits, rewritten for clarity and engagement based on original reporting by Timur Azhai, with additional insights from Yomna Ehab, Mena Ala Eldin, Pesha Magid, Joe Davia, and Leslie Adler.